Hey, not sure if you can see me properly. Let me move this camera. Hey. Oh, I've got a like already. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to be a bit vain and check myself out, make sure I look okay. So anyone who's watching later, skip to about 5 minutes in. I'll give about 5 minutes. Anyone who took part in the Global Meditation Relay, thank you. I'll give you an update in a sec. Thank you for joining us. Whoever is here, welcome. I'm just going to move this camera a little bit. Jamie, hey, thanks for joining us. Hope you're good. I hope you're good. I saw you guys have been very busy recently, so congratulations. Kate, hey. Stacey, hi. Welcome. I hope you guys are all doing good. I'm going to be giving you updates in a second. Welcome to everyone else who is incognito in the chat. Howdy, Luke. Kate and Luke, thank you so much for all your help on the birthday stream. Much appreciated. And also your help for today, obviously, much appreciated. Joanna, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. I hope you're all doing well. Obviously, we didn't have a stream Wednesday. We were doing the meditation relay. We'll give you an update about that in a sec. So, of course, we're going live today. Yeah, I've been busy. So I didn't do one on Wednesday because obviously we're meditating. But yeah, so let's wait a few more minutes to see who else comes in. And I've got a very exciting couple of new decks. Can I just say, I've got to shout out Amanda. This deck, guys, I've linked it in the description box. If you are an avid tarot guy, oracle person, sorry that it's actually mirrored, but this is, I've played with this. This is so, I feel like a kid. I've played with this since, bless her, I can't remember if I told you the story. To cut a long story short, I think I did. It arrived the day after my birthday, but this was from Archangel Metatron. And she watched the video, my videos, and Archangel Metatron specifically wanted us to have this oracle deck. And so obviously me and Amanda got talking and I said, yeah, it was my birthday. And she was like, oh my goodness, no wonder. Because I was replying really quickly and I was thinking, my guys were like pushing me into replying real quick. And I'm like, what is going on? So anyway, I played with it. This is like a little mini portal. This is, I swear to God, it's like, the illustrations are lovely, but it's the energy, and it's so because obviously Metatron is he's in charge of the ascension grid, so you know, the universal grid. So whenever you're tapping into that energy, and if there's a real, because obviously whenever we're doing readings, like, the ideal is that we don't use tools. I have developed myself without any tools. The reason I use tarot here is for a visual, because obviously we're on a video. But 9 times out of 10, with, you know, if I've meditated and then I can connect. Yeah, guys, I put her link in the description box. She sells all kinds of like sprays. I haven't actually purchased any yet, but I'm definitely going to. But this deck she's very connected. The fact that he's so easy to connect to via this deck, it just shows that she's very connected. So yeah, we'll get those out in a minute. And it was some very insightful messages that came through when I've used them before, because I actually use them on myself, but I've also used them on Amanda. Yeah, so we've got that as number one, and oh, it's honestly, I'm geeking out here, but it is. I'll be honest with you, this really, and it's weird because if anyone's watched the Taurus video that I posted, because I was a little bit behind on the videos, guys, so I apologize for that, because the birthday, the Wednesday meditation relay, just there's loads going on basically, so it just kind of threw me off a bit. But it was weird because then I channeled on the Taurus video about a birthday gift being significant, but I was like, is this just for me? And they were like, no. So that if you're a Taurian, Luke, and I'm trying to think who else is. No one else, I don't think, in here, unless I don't know who, you know, there's going to be some people incognito that I don't know what your star sign is. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting month. I've got to watch the Taurus video, need to catch up. Dude, I know you've got loads on. Because, you know, I think you're not your washing machine. Didn't you have a need to fix something and you've got loads of orders on? So, dude, the fact that you guys are both joining me here, I appreciate that, with the little ones as well. Thank you for all your likes. Right, so we're about 5 minutes in. So first of all, I want to do a catch up about the meditation relay event. Guys, I watched, even though I'm not a Taurus, but I think that's a good idea, Kate, because if you're drawn to the title of the video, to be really honest with you, I would definitely recommend people do that, because you don't have, I mean, first of all, you don't have to be a Taurus, but I don't know if you've noticed this, and no one's noticed. In fact, I'm not going to say anything until people notice it. I'm not going to say anything. There is a lot of hidden messages in my readings, and so far, and I feel like my guides, because they're completely extra, obviously, because they're like me, they do it deliberately, because I feel like they get some kind of kick out of people if they're going to notice, and no one's ever noticed yet. There's a few little things that are very deliberate, and I noticed it the first time I did it, and I was like, they were like, as if it's like they've got some kind of freaking game going on. Anyway, you know what my guides are like. You fixed it. Oh my goodness, Luke, well done. Goodness me, sod that. Yeah, well done, mate. Well done. I bet Jamie's well made up. Yeah, so meditation relay event. Obviously, it was Earth Day. Obviously, we had a new moon in Taurus the same day. And obviously, we had Uranus conjunct the sun and moon in Taurus, which is a lot about change and that rebellious energy and that kind of, obviously, Earth Day, Taurus, Earth sign, first Earth sign, moon and sun. So you've got that very masculine and feminine energy that's being really kind of pushed to the limit. But, guys, we checked the Schumann resonance, which monitors the vibration of Earth. And obviously, our heartbeats tend to match that, which is also in relation to our ascension. Obviously, the more we're ascending, the higher the vibration of Earth is, obviously, because logic, you know. And it usually stands at around 7, okay, which is the standard. It's like the kind of the 0 point is about 7. So the standard kind of vibration of Earth is 7. The next day, it was at 138. So they're really happy. They were saying there was a lot of other people that got involved. The social media post that I got banned from Facebook for putting out really gained quite a lot of momentum. And it's interesting because I was meditating earlier and they've given me another idea and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm so busy. I can't, man. I need 2 of me. I need but what they're saying is it might not we don't have to do it as an event, but I feel like I want to experiment a little bit now. Now, obviously, you don't have to do this with me. This is open free will, of course, with anything I'm saying. But they're said in my meditation, I feel sick now I'm saying this. They said it's because they're saying it's because it's needed. At the end of each of your meditations, try it once and then feel out whether or not it was a good idea. Even now, feel out if it's a good idea. Sorry, I'm just recycling. So if I'm burping, I'm recycling lower vibrational energy. They're asking you in your meditation, because they asked me to do it, and I was like, they're asking you to align yourself to the most highest timeline available to you at this present moment. Okay. Well, goosebumps now. I've just said that. Anyone else? What they're saying is if we, oh my, seriously, my guide sometimes because literally they said it to me and I was like, how are you this clever? Like, seriously, how I would never have thought of that. It's so that if everyone's aligning themselves and putting that energy out there, because don't forget, the 4th dimension is co-creation. We can co-create anything. And at the moment, God knows we need it, because there's a lot of crap going on at the moment. Katie, hello, welcome. Yeah, it was a lovely birthday. Thank you so much. So the recommendation is if you feel drawn to in a meditation, you can do it once and then see if it affects you. See that the results of it is asked at the end of the meditation or in the middle or before at the beginning to align to your most highest timeline for you, right? Because if we're all aligning to the highest timeline and we're all asking for that, what's that going to create? Now, I don't know about you, but I've got goosebumps. Hey, Ray, hello. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to mention. And guys, if you do it, let me know. If you don't do it, it's fine. You're not forced to. Hi, Sadera. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so that's the first announcement. Anyone who missed that, just to catch up, thank you so much for the Global Meditation Relay. Thank you so much for all your support with my birthday and also your gifts. Thank you. And yes, to ask to align to the highest timeline in your meditation and try it out once, see if it fits with your, you know, something, feel it out. I mean, if you don't feel like you want to do that, then just don't, you know, it's not the end of the world. But I feel like it's a good idea. This is the deck we're going to be using today, Amanda Ellis's Archangel Metatron Oracle deck, which is, every time I've used it, it blows my mind. Yeah, Luke, if you and Jamie do that tonight, let me know how you get on. Because to be honest with you, I did it today, and I feel, as you know, Luke, poor Luke's had to listen to me whittle on. I felt, well, I've just been like, this is what is going on. It's like the more you're trying to focus and trying to sort of move forward, the more it's just kind of like, what am I on Mars? Like, what is going on? So let me know how you get on with that if you and Jamie decide to do it. And then the second deck is the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, which is by Jennifer Galasso. And this is the tarot we're going to be using today. No, they want me to use Metatrons first. So I'm getting told off already. Okay. So let's have a look. So this is, as I say, link in description box. I'm going to be ordering some of her sprays that she does, like chakra sprays, and, you know, obviously anything that kind of, any very, I've linked a website. So if you want to look into that, by all means. Not for the moment. For the person that the email has just come through, and I've just had a look at that, I'm all right for the moment. But if we'll look into that. All right, later on we'll look into that. Okay, so that was a bit of a candid way of taking it out of the box. But anyway, right, guys. So as you can see, this is the front of the deck. All right, so we've got the, obviously, this is Metatron's very kind of classic symbol, and the gold detailing. Anything gold, I'm like a magpie. So anyway, oh goodness me. Guys, this is, I'm already getting goosebumps. This is, am I really stupid for saying all this? Luke, I'm literally vibrating. What is going on? Right, okay. Archangel Metatron, what messages? Look, I'm all giddy already. This is the thing. I'm not a materialistic person at all. In fact, I'm probably the only Taurus I know, apart from Luke, that really isn't. But it's like this. Is it really bad that this deck brings me so much happiness because it's not inside of me? I feel like I feel a little bit guilty. I don't know. Maybe that's my issue. Yeah, Luke. It's honestly, it's insane, the energy. Right, Metatron. What message? Oh my goodness. What messages do you have? I feel like someone's laughing. No wonder. See, this is the thing. No wonder. I feel like they're doing this to kind of make me look like an idiot. Wow, guys, if this was, I mean, anyone who knows my life at the moment, look at that transformation, light and dark. Wow, guys, we need to look at the, oh my goodness, I love these cards. There's something about these cards that just like sing. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm being extra. Yeah, maybe I'm being extra. Light and dark. So look at this. We need to acknowledge our shadow selves. We have to acknowledge our shadow selves. If we don't, because look, the shadow is, I mean, obviously it depends on what your interpretation of the shadow is, but we have to align with that part of ourselves. Otherwise, we have to integrate it. Otherwise, there is an imbalance. But the transformation comes. Can you see? It's like they're side by side. They're almost side by side. They're almost working in unison here, which is essentially that yin and yang symbol of the light and the dark. I'm just hearing let it go. Let it go. It's so true. So some of you probably know, some of you don't. I was ill for 2 years in a bed, couldn't move. My grandma passed away with multiple sclerosis. My cousin also had the same symptoms. I had the same symptoms. It was pretty bad. Because of that, I had a lot of trapped energy. And so even now I'm out of bed, but I vibrate. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but because of it's trauma that was trapped, basically. Now, what I've been doing every single day, bar maybe 2 days since September 2019, is I've been spending about, it depends. The minimum I spend on my healing a day is an hour. right? Because otherwise I can't do any of this and I've got to work, right? And obviously my guides are like, you want to do this, then you know what you signed up for. So I spend minimum an hour on my healing, usually every day, right? And then sometimes I've done 9 hours, which, yeah, I know that's a little bit excessive. I'm fully aware of that. But it was because there was so much trapped energy from when I was in bed, and because it was because I've got a lot of planets in Aries. I've got Mercury, I've got Mars in Aries, so I'm hyper naturally. So if I'm trapped in a bed for 2 years, there's my emotional body, my nomadic self, my, you know, all the layers that make up me. There is an energetic imbalance. And so, yes, like I have to acknowledge that. I have to work through that. So what this is saying is, where is the imbalance? Where is the block? Is there a block? If there is, look into that, because they're saying this is the next step. If you're looking for something at the moment, the chances are you will find it in your shadow self. Now, maybe you're comfortable doing that. Maybe you're not comfortable doing that. Personally, it's very liberating, like to the point where I don't know if I remember to sort of mention it, but if you know astrology, I had my Chiron, Chiron, whatever you want to call it, whatever the pronunciation is, conjunct my IC, which is your soul. Then I had like the sun conjunct that, then I had the moon conjunct that, and I had Lilith conjunct that. So it was literally like I was having layers and layers of me removed, ready for the new to come in. And I remember one meditation, I literally surrendered to the point where I must have gone somewhere because I wasn't here, but I just surrendered because I just heard a voice saying surrender. And I was like, all right, I'll surrender. And they're like, no, surrender. And being obviously a professional at surrendering from certain situations that I've been in, I ended up going, obviously surrendering, because I don't do things by halves so much that I must have gone inside Earth. Because it was, and this was before all this happened that we've got going on, and it was like they were warning me. I know, Jamie, honestly. I bet you guys are laughing over there, aren't you? Honestly, sometimes I even sit and think to myself, what is this life? Kapil, hi, I'm doing good, thank you. So I was inside this Earth, and it was like they were warning me. But this is the thing, it's like, know your shadow. This is part of my shadow, because they gave me so much insight into what I wasn't acknowledging and what I was acknowledging, what my focus should be. You'll find so many pieces of information in your shadow self that, and don't get me wrong, this is not easy. Like because you're looking at the parts of yourself that you've neglected, that you don't want to acknowledge, that maybe you were told weren't accurate, or they were told wasn't for you, or you were told weren't good. It's a Luke, it really is. And the reason I'm going off on this is because you can only go as high as you've gone below, right? Look at the hermetic order of the universe, the principles of the law of the universe, the hermetic order, right? If you've gone into those depths, if you've really looked at your shadow side and confronted it and gone, right, let's have you know what I mean? Then you're acknowledging a part of yourself, and there's a mirror image of that reflecting your light outwards, because again, balance. This is why the universe asks you to do it. It's not because they want you to kind of, I mean, part of it is to sort of challenge you and stretch you, but the majority of the reason is because they want growth. They're trying to promote growth. Growth isn't running away from it. It's not resorting to lower vibrational energy. Now, what have I been saying to you? There's tests. We are, and especially at the moment for me, I'm like, am I on Mars? Is this is this a joke? Because every time I feel like someone's going to jump out and be like, hi, just wanted to see how you're going to react. And I'm like, is this a joke? If you feel a restriction, if you feel there's a block, right? If you feel like there's resistance, walk into it. I'm telling you, you'll be liberated, because it's going to just stretch. It's like the expanse of that kind of darkness will be lit up because you're in it. You can't, that when you walk into a shadow, you can tangibly see it, can't you? You're in it, so that it suddenly becomes light. So you're light, because there is such a thing as false light, that you're you're only viewing things from a perspective of a kind of shallow perspective. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like, especially Scorpios. You Scorpios, anyone sun and moon or stellium in Scorpio, all the Scorpios in the chat are going to be like, yeah, we totally get this, because this, don't forget, Scorpio is the sign that is the darkness. Okay, so if you've got Libra that is the middle, which is both light and dark, and any signs before Libra is the light or the sun, the daytime, because obviously we're, again, astrology is a reflection of our macrocosm, the environment we're in, as well as within ourselves. So everything is a reflection of each other. When you're going past Libra into Scorpio all the way through up until Pisces, it's darkness, it's the nighttime, it's the shadow, which is why Scorpio is very intense, because it's the first sign that has to delve into that depths and is used to kind of understanding it. But the gift at the end, which is why, I mean, look, I've got my moon in Scorpio in 12th house, unaspected, but I've also got my North Node in 8th house. I feel, again, it's death and rebirth cycle. This is death and rebirth. And again, the liberation being the key. Liberation. They're saying, no, don't put that back yet. You've missed something. You have to honor all sides of yourself to be totally free in this world, in this life. This is the main lesson that we are being taught by being restricted in a freaking house, because we're not being restricted. We're safe in a house. There's a major difference. Okay, that's why I've been seeing a lot of people in the States, not New York, but outside of New York, that are wandering around as if it's like a free-for-all. In the UK, just FYI, this is no joke here. Like I haven't, I mean, apart from to get some things for my birthday, I didn't go out for like 3 or 4 weeks, was it? I think it was 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't even step outside, because I'm trying to respect the reason that the universe has provided us an opportunity to pause. Now, yes, again, I'm sure you got people screaming at me going, how dare you say that? People are dying. How dare you think that this is like some kind of, I'm seeing it because I'm looking at it from I'm trying to look at the things that people aren't, there's a reason. Do you really think that spirit are like, let's just try and punish them because they're arseholes? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And if you're coming from that perspective, it means that you're not really viewing this in a very high vibrational manner, in my opinion, because you're only looking for the things that could go wrong with it. This is about honoring your shadow side. So let's, no, they're telling me leave it. You're missing something, Jale. Truth. Because when you're in, you can understand truth a lot better. If you've looked at something that you refuse to look at, then you're integrating it, and then you're going back out, your conscious awareness expands. This is also light as well, because it's truth. There's an expansion here. All right. So our perspectives, our point of view, how people interact with us is going to shift, because our own viewpoint, our conscious awareness has shifted too. It's a really important one. Something about diversion. They're talking about diversions now. Don't let, okay, this is, I feel, coming up over the next couple of days. If you're being diverted to not look at you, or for example, if, let's say you're trying to sort of buckle down the next couple of days to do shadow work, right? And you're trying to do some self-development or healing, and you've got constant distractions, be aware that that's a deliberate attempt to remove you from putting energy into you to expand this consciousness. There's something about an expansion of consciousness over the next couple of days that's going to be highly important for us all, which is why we must focus. Now, personally, it's interesting because I've actually booked out 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, to do my own self-development, because just because I'm doing this doesn't make me an expert. I've still got to check in. I've got to regroup, because who am I? I'm still on Earth. I'm not an enlightened being. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I mean, they gave me an option to leave, but, you know. And I'm not saying I'm enlightened either. I'm just telling you, they did give me an option to leave, and I was like, I couldn't say goodbye, so I said no. I was like, what kind of an arsehole am I if I can't even say goodbye to people? Like, that's a bit crap. This was before this happened, this epidemic, all right? So I'm volunteering. Me and my mate, with a couple of us have started talking about this, and yeah, we've both said, yeah, I think we're volunteering for this anyway. I digress. Next couple of days, I'm regrouping with my guides on lockdown within ourselves to feel out, because there's another stage of energy that's ready to come through. They're talking about a mass being built, because don't forget, if people are not acknowledging a shadow side within themselves, what on a microcosmic level, what is the expansive object, kind of opposite end of the spectrum of that within the universe? There's going to be another expansive energy that's being overlooked. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if we're not acknowledging our shadow side, what in the public is also not being acknowledged on a grand scale. And I'm just hearing, oh Lord, why did you give me these cards? I'm just hearing, it's coming. What is? Don't just leave it there. What? Oh wow. Guys, at the bottom of the deck, these cards are insane. Look at the bottom of the deck. Archangel Sandalphon is at the bottom of the deck, and he's the crystalline grid. He's the earth grid. You've got Metatron at the top, who's overseeing the universal grid, all right, the ascension grid. And if you look at the tree of life, the top would be in Metatron, and the earth level would be Sandalphon, who is in charge of the muggles, if you're in line with the Harry Potter terminology of things. And interestingly, if you were to look in the astrological wheel, Capricorn is Sandalphon and Cancer is Metatron. It's the tree of life. Jamie, I knew you'd laugh at that. I kind of said it deliberately. I don't know why I said, is someone a Harry Potter fan here? Because I'll be honest with you, I read one book, got so into it, I locked myself away, read one book, and then I decided I can't read anymore because I'm going to be like some obsessive geek. So I blocked myself from reading anymore. Are you upset? Yeah, Jamie, is that you? I don't know why I'm getting real Harry. I think there's a message for you here. One sec. Wow. Look what he's playing. Look at what Sandalphon's playing. He's playing the musical instrument. I don't know if to shuffle or what to do in this reading. And do you know what? I could play this. Do you see what I'm trying to say about these cards? Guys, this is why. Do I need to say any more? Look, Cosmos mirrors you. We are being mirrored from the cosmos. Metatron is mirroring back what we need to see, the reflection of what is actually out there. So people are like, oh, my shadow self, I don't want to acknowledge this. But he's like, yes, do, because actually in the kind of earth grid with obviously Sandalphon, who's in charge of that, we're liberating ourselves because we're acknowledging, we're waking up. But look, now this is the thing. This is the again, I'm such a geek, right? But this deck, so if you don't fully, what I want you to do, guys, if you feel drawn to, is I want you to look into the shape of this mirror. Again, I feel like some kind of weird hypnotherapist here, but anyway, if you feel drawn to, if you don't feel drawn to, obviously don't just live by me. You know what I'm trying to say? You need to cultivate your own gut instinct, right? But if you're drawn to, what I want you to do, are we doing head versus, what we're doing, right? Place this shape into your heart center. Or wherever you feel you need to place this mirror. If you feel like you're putting it in your third eye, then you put it in your third eye, because it's going to help transition. All right. I love this deck. That transition where you're seeing that kind of macrocosmic darkness and people are like, oh no, we can't touch that. Oh my goodness, conspiracy theories. Oh no, who's stupid enough to believe them? All of those types of things that have usually been hidden, that are going to be suddenly blown wide, because they are going to be blown wide open. Let's be realistic. And that reminds me of my dream last night. I've just realized they did actually tell me this in my dream. So weirdly, this is all now timelines emerging, and no wonder, because I just asked myself to stay in the most highest vibrational timeline. So that would make sense. What day is it? We're ascending. But this mirror is meant, I'm just going to ground myself now because I'm going a bit mad with these cards. Place this mirror in an area or chakras, in an area of your chakras or your etheric body that you feel it most needs to understand this energy of truth, of light, of expansion. Okay, could be your crown chakra. Now personally, I'm being drawn to, it could be for me personally, but my guides seem to think this is for everyone around the heart center. Now maybe you're going to want to put that in your heart center, but feel out the area because everyone's going to be different. But again, place that into the area that it is most needed so you can really understand the truth. Okay, this is why it's a very interactive deck. All right, there's more. Okay, here we go. There's more. There's more. Someone just said, I love your interpretations of these. I don't know. I'm trying to see who that was. Someone's guide. Could be Metatron. Wow. Okay, this is a bit insane. So going back to I'm not going to show you the cards yet. I've just got goosebumps. Going back to the Tree of Life, which is the Capricorn Cancerian, which is Sandalphon and Metatron. Light and dark, rebirth, generation, shifting, evolution. What comes when you have a rebirth? Mothering, Madonna and mothering. This is blue. Look at the star. Look at the star above her head. Can you see this? Blue is truth. Blue is your throat chakra. Blue is Archangel Michael. There's a very strong protective energy at the moment that's being offered. Okay, but because obviously you've got truth and we're still not shifting out of that very dualistic energy of the light and the dark yet because we haven't transmuted it all, there's a very strong protective element which is coming, because obviously when you're looking at the Tree of Life and you're looking at Metatron and Sandalphon, this is the vertical. Okay, so obviously the vertical here is that kind of where that energy comes from. The blue ray, now this is specifically a blue ray in Archangel Michael, is the horizontal. Do you see what I'm doing there? I'm making a cross. All right, now again, this is why if you haven't read the Bible or any religious text, then that's a massive recommendation from me and them. Now look, can you see this, the star? Yeah, Luke. Yeah, blatant. Yeah. Now can you see? This is specifically, I'm going to reference the Star of Bethlehem. Now you might sit there and go, what is this? This is we're turning into some religious nuts. If you haven't already looked and felt out the Bible and you think that that's what you're reading it word for word going, yeah, read between the lines. I don't do my readings sometimes I'm blatant, but sometimes I'm giving hidden messages, not because I'm trying to be sneaky, but because that's how I'm channeling them. I don't get to choose what I channel because I'm not God, you know. But this is about reading between the lines. The Bible and other religious texts are the beginning of a journey. It's the welcome into the spiritual realm, because it's so very symbolically rich, because it was intended to. Now the reason it was intended like that is because a group of people came here to write. They're stopping me. I'm not allowed to say anymore. They're like, don't you dare. I'm not allowed to say anymore. Look into the Star of Bethlehem. Just feel it out, because this is if that resonated with you, the biblical references, my guides are going to literally drag me in a minute. I can feel it. They're just saying, don't say anymore. Let them figure it out. Okay. They know, because Uranus is literally conjunct my sun at the moment. They know, because my Uranus is in Scorpio, 29 degrees, just FYI. They know. I'm hard to handle. This is what this is ultimately for. To bring this energy onto Earth. We've got joy in yellow, which is the solar plexus. We are undergoing solar plexus upgrades, which is one of our middle chakras. Okay, which I'll be honest with you, the last 2 days when I was meditating, I felt a shift. So, and if you don't already know, Uluru in Australia is the center of that chakra. So again, if you're researching Uluru, there is definitely a reason for that, especially if you're undergoing DNA upgrades. All right. But Sandalphon, who is obviously in charge of the Earth grid, is upgrading that area, but also our physical bodies are undergoing an upgrade because we're ascending, our shadow is being worked through, and our conscious awareness is being shifting and evolving. We're also then shifting as well, our physical bodies, because we're being upgraded. But if we do the shadow work, it's going to help us a lot more. It's going to move us along. Can you see Sandalphon there? It's like he's putting out that musical tune for people to resonate with at a certain frequency. When you're hitting that certain frequency, there's an evolution, which obviously this is an expansive energy. Now, can you see the bee here on the flower? It's like, no, of course you can't, because, yeah. So the bee's feeding from the pollen, okay? But there's a process. The bee feeding on the flower. How did the flower grow? Well, obviously through the sun and certain care. There's a process here to this. It's like you are one element of so many other things that are currently developing, that by you taking control and lead of that evolution within yourself is reflected outside of you. That is going to, you'll see it in a physical presence, you'll see it in the reality you're in, because at some point what usually happens is when you're manifesting, you can't see it in the ethers because it hasn't fallen into the physical yet, because there was usually a gap, because the vibration between Earth and Mr. Metatron is a big one. Because we're slowly bridging the gap, because our Earth is ascending, we can see things a lot quicker. We get immediate results. So if you're putting out shitty vibes, again, boom, you're gonna see it immediately. It's going to affect a lot more things. If you're transmuting at a higher rate, if you're working through your shadow, if you're doing the work, if you're on it, again, you'll be manifesting it. It won't take as long to trickle through. Now, my incense is going insane right now. You probably can't pick up on that, but I can't even see it. It's like fog in here. Should have opened all the windows. But this is dragon's blood I'm burning, by the way. So I bought about 100 dragon blood incenses because I've run out of sage, and I've got Palo Santo, but we're not going to be playing around here. What, dragon's blood, or the fact that it's trickling down quicker. So because of that, manifestation is a lot easier. So watch, it's like, yeah, just the co-creation side of things is going to be very easy at the moment. The manifestation side of things is going to be very easy at the moment. And Jamie, yeah. It's going into, yeah, because this is the thing. We're one fragment of a collective. If we're doing the work, the ones that don't want to do the work are being dragged and they don't like it. Excuse me. And I know that because I keep burping, which is like my recycling mechanism. Yeah. The dragon's blood is hooking me up right now. Because I'm talking about things that they don't want me to talk about. And so I'm getting a warning. They're like, no, stop, because people aren't ready to hear some of the stuff. So they're like stopping me because of this. This is why. Akashic records. Review, evaluation and review. This is why I've been saying to everyone, be careful what you're doing, because there's a reckoner. And again, I don't want to keep talking about this word, but Luke and any Tauruses that haven't seen the video, watch Taurus video because it links to this. I'll move the information along so I'm not repeating myself, but we are undergoing a review, which is what I said. If you look at the 2020 readings I did prediction videos for 2020. I mentioned April having a review. So this is essentially, we're on track, because what they're doing is they're reviewing to say, did you stick to this? How are you dealing with this? What are you doing? Yeah. We're being evaluated, which is, again, why, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is why there are a lot of people leaving the earth, because their soul contracts have completed. This is an ascension. This is how it works. It's like they review soul contracts, they close out soul contracts that no longer are valid, and they re-add on or amend. There's definitely, it was always meant to be reviewed at a time, because we're in the age of Aquarius essentially, and we're on the periphery of quite a lot of different things. Obviously, we've got the North Node change mid May. All will be revealed. This is why I just say, conduct yourself as if no one's looking. Just always conduct yourself as if no one's looking, because we haven't come this far to be tripped up at like literally the last minute. You know what I mean? I'm like, refuse to. And I'll be honest with you, I'll be real. Since my birthday, I have been tested beyond all fucking belief, right? I could have sat and kicked off. I could have popped off within 0.0001 second. But I'm like, I know better. This is not my first rodeo. I'm not getting suckered into this. This is not my issue. I hand it upstairs and bye-bye. Because I know, and they look at me like, as if to say, because I look at them, they look at me, I look at them, they look at me. We stand off for a couple of minutes. This is me and the guides. It's like they know that I'm going to kick off with them and be like, guys, come on. If you're going to test me, my guys are like, be careful what you're saying. It's a standoff, because I'm just kind of like, I know you're trying to trigger the life out of me right now. And so I'm going to go off. I'm going to do my little inner work, because this is clearly, if it's triggering me, there's a reason I need to heal something. Then I'm going to thank upstairs for trusting me that I wasn't going to lose my SHIT and come back to it. But guys, if you, over the next couple of days, between now and the 29th, if you haven't already watched the Palace Moves into Aquarius video, okay, this is also a part of it. This is also, because you've seen that video, don't forget, the impossible is possible. There's a very strong link. I don't put videos out randomly. What I say is not random. I'm not just some knob that's like, I think I'm a bit psychic, so I'm just going to sit here and talk shit for a couple of hours. Like, I am trying, they're all laughing at me now. I'm trying to help, all right? So that's up to you. You guys do what you need to do. Trust your instincts, but don't get sucked into lower stuff, because this is what's happening at the moment, all right? Don't get pulled into it. Whatever you do, and it's not about, you got to remember, if you feel like you've got to sit and argue that point, and don't get me wrong, like I've had to sit and really stop myself, because they were like, this isn't any 2014 scenario that we're dealing with, where it's like that people are dealing with looks, because who cares? Like, at the end of the day, I'm not my body, I'm a soul. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really care about that. But it's like the stuff that I know I care about, I'm just like, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, don't buy into it. Just go off, do the work through it, feel it out. Okay, feel it out. What does it feel like? Step into it, release. Once you fully immerse yourself in that energy, then you release. All right, because that's going to help. Because I'll tell you why. Yeah, look. Grounding and support. This is Mother Earth. By us integrating this within ourselves, we're also helping the earth, because again, it's as above, so below, as within, so without. We are a reflection of our environment. Can you see the square? The cube is not integrated into, because look at how arid the crops are here. Look at how arid that is. That condition here is just, there's nothing, there's no growth. People are restricting themselves and going, no, I don't want to get in there. I can't handle that. That's too much. That's too much. You have to handle it. I'm sorry, but you have to do it because you are not surrendering. This is about surrendering. Then this happens, that the heart healing. Then this happens. And by the way, if you do need heart healing, please do ask Metatron to place the shape into your heart chakra, because now this is the second heart chakra message that has come through. Apparently, we need this at the moment. We need this. The more compassion we have and the more high vibe we have, the more we're going to be able to navigate through it. If we're being tested to heck, which, hands up, yes, then this is when we know we have to really keep on that, because if we suddenly lose that, especially if we're normally very compassionate and if we're normally very calm, then you know it's bad. Yeah, because this is the tree of life. It says travel on. Okay, so what it's showing here is this is Metatron at the top, okay, and Sandalphon's at the bottom. The idea is as souls in a physical living in a physical existence, we travel up and down this. We're not just stationary in the physical. We travel up, level up, then go back down. Shadow work, travel up, light work, go back down, and it's interchangeable depending on what you need to do. That's the guide. That's what the tree of life is. That's the symbology. My guides are telling me off now. They're like, you need to let them decide. So anyway, I'm getting told off. I'm going to shut up now because they're like, you can't keep saying everything that they do. That's what happens when you give me these cards. I can't help it. My mouth. Also, Mercury is currently conjunct my natal Mercury in Aries. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just going to be, yeah. Sedera, if you're being tested, it's like you dig deep. Like, this is the thing. Look, mystery and mastery of life. This is, again, star children. This is a lot of starseed energy coming through here. We're getting help. We're being assisted upstairs. We're being assisted. It's because of the fact that we're in a higher alignment, we are more able to be assisted as well at this point in time. But I'll be honest with you, I have been asking for this for 2 years. So I'm happy. Let's see. Well, it looks like we're not even get to use the other tarot cards, but I mean, I'm just going to go with this. So my guides are telling me off for saying you shouldn't be using this all at once. You shouldn't be using this all at once. But they're saying one more card and then I'm going to... Yeah, look, we're being attuned. Look, sacral chakra. This is attunement, connection and attunement. This is what we're undergoing here. This is that transmutation by fire. And again, we've just transitioned now into Taurus season. All right. So it's like, this is freedom. This is, again, it's liberation. You're actually one with that. Resign to it. And not in a way that you're just going to sit and... This is not about resigning and not, just I don't care. You've got to remember that if you're resigning, there's two areas here. We're still in a dualistic reality. You've got light and you've got dark. You've got the ones that are more low vibrational and you've got a slightly higher vibration. If you surrender to a lower vibration, and I'm not talking about shadow work here because that's a good, it's a good way of kind of resigning and surrendering to your shadow side. I'm talking about don't align yourself with darker, lower things, because that's not going to help you. That's not shadow work. That's another thing. Align yourself instead to the other, because this is the thing. Upstairs are saying you need to pick a side. At this moment, and I know that sounds ludicrous, but this is needed. You have to pick a side. And it sounds, I'll be honest with you, I'm the person that is like, walk the gold line. I've got Libra midhaven. I'm essentially like my granddad. He was a Libra as well. It's like we try and balance. Okay, that's why I'm here. One of the reasons. But at this moment, there is a very strong affiliation of, because people and things are being focused on in a slightly lower vibrational way. if you feel like, because don't forget the lot higher realms is also doing shadow work, so it means that you're shifting that as well. But they're just saying pick a side, and I'm not talking about, you know, being an arsehole or not being an arsehole. It goes deeper than that. And if you don't fully understand that, then don't listen to this message because you're not ready to hear it. All right. Pick a side means, do you honor you, or do you honor your lower vibrational self that you're trying to shift out of? Because this is about removing patterns of behavior. You're trying to shift out of a loop here. We don't want to continue on the same loop. We want to ascend. We want to shift out of that. We don't want to continue on the same patterns. If you're being pulled into patterns of behavior, fight your way out of it. Don't fight the people or whatever that is reflecting back to you. Fight the pattern instead. That's what I mean by a line. Pick a side. All right. They're saying it's needed. Between now and the 29th, this is going to be needed. All right. You're going to, again, hopefully you won't get to see this, and that, you know. But when you do that, look, higher realms and magic. Lilac. So this is, again, look at that moon. Higher realms and magic. This is you. If again you're raising your vibration to the point where you can touch. It's tangible, isn't it? Because you're there, you're closer, your vibration's right at that kind of pinnacle point, so you can create. All right. And then you can anchor it back down into the earth. What are we doing, guys? Pull one more. I thought you were telling me don't do any more of these. Right, okay, hang on. Yeah, this is, it's like they're trying to show us we've been so aligned to the earth, and so not everyone, this is not everyone, there's going to be certain people, do you know what I mean, obviously I haven't awakened yet, so they're a lot more aligned with the earth. When we're a bit more in touch with our intuition, we're a bit more in alignment with Metatron. But the idea is to have a balance between the earth and the spiritual, the physical and the spiritual, because that's mastery. This is what this is teaching us. This is what the lessons are, because we have to understand that we didn't come here, we're souls living a physical existence. We didn't come here, I mean, I kind of did, but we didn't come here to eat shit and drink. I mean, I can't anymore, really, but yeah, so it's about balance. But some come here, forget that they're souls, and just live a physical existence. It's that's being shifted at the moment, and people don't like it because they forget who they are. Self-mastery is remembering exactly who you are and following it, so you're not deterred, not kind of sitting there going, oh, no. Like, no, you know. Yeah, look. Heaven and earth. Total mirroring going on. Stacey. Yeah, as above, so below. Heaven and earth. This is exactly what I'm saying. There's something about the willow tree here as well that's really significant. I don't know why I want to say this, but I'm seeing... It feels like Mary Poppins. Why am I watching Mary Poppins? What are these? And I don't think it's the... I think it's the original. I have actually seen the original, so I lie. That's the 5th Disney film, because that's a Disney film, right? Or no? Does it count? Anyway, Mary Poppins. Someone's got a thing for Mary Poppins. Don't know why. I want to say that. There's a... Yeah, I'm getting all this other information now. Yeah, look. Oh, is that you, Stacey? Dimensional gateway. It says an invitation. I was going to say, I feel like little babies are watching watching that film, and I don't know, there's something about that film. It's an introduction to magic, like Roald Dahl. Oh my goodness, yes. This is another one. Roald Dahl, like magic, an introduction to magic, right? So this is an invitation to a dimensional gateway. It's like where, I was going to say, yeah, gate. This is a huge step through the gate. Someone is so close to leveling up, because look at the next card. Leadership, answer the call. Can you see he's got his torch and he's trying to go up, he's trying to ascend, or she's trying to ascend, it says answer the call, an invitation. Someone, they're asking you to level up. There's something. Someone is either worried about doing it, or they haven't. Put it this way, if this is not you, it's going to be, this is coming. They're giving you an opportunity to level up. Are you going to take it? Are you going to, don't forget what I said before about the light and the, you know, the shadow self and the light. You're going to be tested. This is not going to be, I mean, I hope it's easy. Let's hope, you know, because I'll be honest with you, they really pushed me. Yeah, no worries, Jamie. No worries. Right, let's pull some. Should we do the Starseed Oracle? Thank you. Shout out, Kate. We'll do the Starseed Oracle here for outcomes here. Let's see what else they want to give. I kind of want to do the Whispers one. Can't remember the name of it now, but I feel like this is something about this deck at the moment is calling my name. So we're heading. Oh, I just looked at the clock. 5555 changes. Very positive. 5555. Right, let's have a look, guys. This deck again. Amanda, shout out. You did a brilliant job there. That is the most easiest. It's the most easiest way to channel that from that deck, because it just, I don't know, it just jumps out at me. Right. So let's see messages, final messages before we wrap this up, this live up. What else do we need to know, Spirit? Yeah. Empathic starseed. This is about people don't absorb that what is not yours. It says empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. We need to, can you see she's looking into a mirror here? We gotta be very careful. We're not just absorbing everyone else's emotions. Rimsha, this is a general reading, so it is for the collective, but also there are people watching this video afterwards that will be obviously gaining messages. So I'm not doing individual readings, and I never do, to be honest with you, unless you book a private, personalized, individualized reading with me, then yes. When you're reacting to that kind of level of, they're giving me swear words, just give me a normal word for once. This is why I always swear that people don't realise, because then it's normal, it's me as well, but they go, don't blame us. When you're reacting to a situation, and this is definitely from a message for me, because my guides were staring at me like, Jale, you need to also remember this as well, because you've been getting sucked into all kinds of rubbish, right? They're saying you're immersing yourself into an energetic, someone set a bar low and then you're jumping low into that rubbish. Why? Don't do it. What you should be doing is going, that's doo-doo energy. This is me. The bar has been set very low. I'm sorry, I'm out. Don't then lower yourself and be like, no, we can't. We got to know, because you're absorbing that, and they don't. This is why people are pulling people in. Don't do that. Don't give them what they want. We walk off, and say upstairs, guys, can you handle that? Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm an Aries Taurus cusp apples. It was my birthday on the 20th. I'm 0.43 degrees into Taurus, though, if you look to look specifically. It's a test. All right, this is a test. This is they're trying to wheedle out where the gaps are in the evolution of ourselves, and obviously they're monitoring your reactions based on what your next chapter is going to be like. So don't, I mean, because at the moment we've shifted a lot of karma with what's going on. Don't freaking, because you're setting the tone then, aren't you? You thought, oh, well, red then. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm an Aries Taurus cusp. I've got a lot of planets in Aries and Taurus. I've got Mercury and Mars in Aries, and I've got Venus and the Sun in Taurus. Yeah. And it's 4th and 5th house. So I've got a lot of Well done. Joanna, yes, well done. Well done. Because don't forget what you're asking. My moon's in, I've got a Scorpio moon in the 12th house unaspected. My chart is off. Like, I'll be honest with you, most astrologers, when they look at my chart, they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. They're like, you've got a very traumatic chart. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm just trying to work through this. Joanna, yes, because obviously we're trying to aim for our wishes, aren't we? You know, so well done. Anyone else that's done that as well, keep going, because it's like you're, again, we're in ascension, so we've got to make sure that we're, and it's not just act as if you, whenever you know these kind of things come up, act as if someone is watching. Scorpio moon is, I hope, well, apples, I hope so. I hope I'm psychic and I'm not just mad. I would be a bit embarrassed. I'd be a bit fuming if that was, you know what I mean? Hopefully I am actually psychic and not insane. Yeah, Joanna, well done. But yeah, apples. It's, yeah, I've got Neptune is conjunct. What else? I've got Neptune conjunct the galactic center as well. Jamie and Luke, you guys laugh at the exact same time. It's actually very sweet. Right. Okay, let's see. You like little, right, okay, hang on. Let's see. Final cards here. We're just over the 1 hour mark. Wow. Wow. Yeah, look. Your life is a canvas. Look at that card. Wow. This is what I was saying before. It says artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Weave the path you want. Create the life you want. You've got an opportunity here. If you're insane, I'm really screwed. Stacey, no, trust me, we're not. We're okay. I hope we are anyway. I'll be if I come off this planet and I like obviously go off to where I need to go and I look back and they're on a wind up for literally all my life, I'll be fuming. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like at least I'd rather be this than oblivious and just, you know what I mean? I think I'd rather be, I don't know. I kind of like being insane and you know, it's just, I don't know. I think it's a lot more easier. You're just kind of doing what you need to do, isn't it? Lost land, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Yes. Oh, yes. The pandemic is not going to be gone by Christmas. No. We've got about 4 waves of this because this is ascension. It doesn't matter how many. We're not going to be in lockdown until then, but this is going to be going on for a couple more years. Because it's like there's waves of it. Unfortunately, it's going to mutate. I need to do a video on that. Yeah. And then bottom of the deck, I remember. This is about you unlocking latent abilities, things that were untapped before now. They're giving you an opportunity. Because what they're doing here is they're going, we're going to give you this responsibility, but are you going to mess it up beforehand? We want to see what you want to do. So if you're acting with integrity now, then when the door opens, they're going to gift you. This is why I'm like, don't do it. Like, I know the tricks. Trust me, these people, they do this just before usually a major gift. And so I keep trying to correct myself. And I'm like, Jale, don't get sucked into it. Like I'm talking myself down at like 3 a.m. in the morning because I'm just like, because it's not easy, you know. This is not, I'll be apples. This is not about a vaccine. I'll do a video on that. It's not about a vaccine. All right. This you're pinpointing a very minuscule microcosmic kind of element of within this whole area. It's not about a vaccine. It's not about any of that. I'll do a video. It's starting to make sense. I hope so. Yeah. I remember they're trying to attune you to things that you had previously, your latent gifts and abilities, because if you don't level up, what I said at the beginning is that you can only go as high as you've gone into your shadow. So again, this is all, again, if you're watching this later, or even if you're watching this now, there is going to be 5 million hidden messages in this. I'm sorry. Like, I wish sometimes I could just be really blunt, but that's not what they want me to channel. They don't want me to sit and be like, you need to do this. Is why I get told off for telling too much information, because it's too obvious. It doesn't work like that. This isn't as a tangible. It's like that's more three-dimensional. When I'm telling you things, it's more three-dimensional because we're putting labels on things, because we don't want to limit the energy. We want it to be expansive so that it can trigger your own guide or your guidance system to show you where to go. This is why I don't sit and be like, this is why I'm not doing individual readings on here. This is the whole reason I do general readings, because this is why. It's not, is Bob going to call me in 3 days? Because this is the thing. That's great. That's for you. But what about the wider picture with all this? This is why I do it. I do those readings, but I do this as a balance, because I have to balance everything. Otherwise, I'm not honoring myself or why I'm here. Let's do Nature's Whispers, because there's something about this deck that's still calling me. I've got to pull a card from here. They just want me to pull it. Again, this is a very earthbound deck because we've got Nature's Whispers here. So it could be why they want, again, I'm in total balance. They want me to try and stay walking the gold line, as my guides call it. Walking between both worlds, essentially Metatron, the earth and upstairs. That's why I do what I do. Right, okay. Final insights. Kasha, hey. Kasha. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's not easy to ground in this reality at the moment. It's really not easy to ground because they're trying to encourage people to go off track a little bit, because they want to see the core of you as a being, what you're made of. When you're at risk, when there's a wobble, when you're not grounded, are you going to wobble, or are you going to, is the root, how deep are the roots? Do you see what I'm trying to say? How deep are the roots? If you go deep into your own roots and you know yourself, that then is reflected out. Does that make any sense? Everything is being reflected back to us for a very specific reason. They're testing us for a very specific reason. This is every time I look for a word, they give me this word. This is now the 3rd time I've mentioned this word. Now, there's a reason, but definitely watch the Taurus video if you haven't already, I feel, because this is probably, well done, Kate, for watching that, because I feel like it is going to be probably good for everyone to watch. Yeah, if you've watched the Taurus video, because I'll be honest with you, there's also a reference in, I mean, everything links back to what I'm saying. And yeah, anyway, if you feel drawn to it, watch it, even if you're not Taurus. Okay. What do we need to know? Let's wrap this up. Oh, my eyelashes gone weird. What else? Anything else we need to know? They're all smiling at me. What am I missing here? They're like goofy look, and I'm like, what did I miss? What do you mean, look up? Look up. And I'm hearing Coldplay, Look at the Stars. What's that song? Look at the stars. Jamie, don't make me sing. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. Something, something. And isn't that called Yellow? Isn't there a colour in that song? What's that song? Blue, is it? Is it Blue, the song? Yellow, yeah. There's something about that song. Again, solar plexus. Are you insane? Are you insane? That was, we're going to leave that one, I think. Culmination of vision. And look, she's the tree. This card is insane, right? So she's observing the physical reality she's in. She's looking up at the manifestation, and then she's the literal manifestation, and the butterflies signify transformation. They're saying, where do you want to take your vision to? Because at the moment you can take it anywhere. You can take your vision anywhere. If you choose, this is why I said that, because this is also linking back to the meditation thing I said, is ask for you to be aligned with your highest path on your highest timeline. Because it's about your manifesting. Because if we're all doing that, this is going to be a lot easier for everyone. Now, again, half of me wants to be a bit sneaky and start like being sneaky and being like a little postman and going into people's dreams and like leaving a little note for them to say, can you just next time you meditate, and then going into the next person, going into their head. Of course, I wouldn't do that, but I could, but I'm not gonna, because I feel like that would just, half of me feels like if I took a blow, if I took a hit and did that to everyone, and everyone aligned with themselves in that way, we would be out of this whole thing would get wrapped up. But this is the problem. I'm not God. I don't have a right to do that. And they're like, you don't. I don't have a right to do that. I don't because then what happens then is people think they have a right to do that to you. And I'm not about to open that freaking door. So this is why, even with our ability, we are with great, and I'll quote Spider-Man now, because this is important, with great power comes great responsibility. And that is, if you never take anything from any of my readings, take Spider-Man. What an idiot. But it's true. That line it's the most authentically powerful, real line that I could probably ever say in a reading. With great power comes great responsibility. Don't get sucked into that, because they want it's a little trap. It's a little trap. Right, final card. Spidey senses, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, Scorpios, there's definitely something with spiders. I'll be honest with you, I've wanted to get a tarantula. I don't know why. There's something about tarantulas that I feel like are a little bit cute. There's something about spiders. I don't know. And look, more tree references. Kel Surprise. It says possible gateway, potential gateway. All right. Can you see through that tree? There's a heart vision here with a world. All right. We're co-creating a different world. This is potential gateway. There is a potential gateway coming up. We're probably already in it, if I'm totally honest with you, because when I ask the timings, they look at me as if to say, Jale, you should know better by now asking that. But we're already on the periphery, if not already in it. So this is your heads up for the next couple of days between now and the 29th. What do we want to create? Do we want to create heaven on earth? It's a big ask, but do we want to, or do we want to recreate other patterns that our ancestors have been trapped in? We've been trapped in our past lives, because again, with this kind of closed, with Metatron being up there and Earth being here, the gap has been bridged a little bit more. That's why we're able to tap into a lot more of our parallel lives, past lives, parallel lives, because the reality has shifted so much. We've vibrated higher. We're able to see higher. So don't then sink back down. That's what, again, it's a trap. Don't buy into it. Okay, this is the gateway. Do we choose to take that? Do we choose to create what it is we want? Because I know I want to, but this is what's on offer. All right, guys. So hopefully that's been of some help. This has been your live reading for Friday. Thank you for all your likes. Thank you for watching, all your likes, shares and subscriptions as well. It means a lot to me. We are going to, yeah, exactly, Kate. We are going to be doing, obviously, the first two signs are up for May 2020, astrological insights. Obviously, we've got Gemini Cancer coming over the weekend, all the way through to Pisces as usual. Live still be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try and do 1 or 2 a week early, but if I can't do that, guys, I apologize. Thank you so much, guys, for all tuning in. Have a good evening. Yeah, have a good day wherever you are. And until next time, take care. Bye.